Hi, everyone. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to those who celebrate, and joyous festivities to others who don't. We're going into the session right away. We've got a few things happening at the same time. I want to say wish you a happy new year, and we're going to touch base we're going to bring in the New Year's energy, moving from a 7-year into an 8-year. So using the 7, which is rest, introspection, if that rest was properly utilized throughout the 7 years, so throughout 2023, we're going to that goes into the 8-year, which is more expansive, community based. Now, I don't do astrology, so please don't quote me on anything. If you would like a more in-depth astrological reading, I suggest you go and find an astrologer. Also, to say a little disclaimer that this is not to replace professional medical advice. I am not giving medical advice, and this should not replace the advice of your healthcare practitioner, your doctor. And if you are experiencing emergency, please get yourself to a hospital or to a medical professional. These are simply an energetic tune-up and balancing to help support you. So first thing that I'm being brought to is into the pineal gland. There's been some sleep disturbances. We've got some planets still in retrograde. We're going to use that retrograde, that Mercury, specifically that Mercury retrograde for our benefit. So to take away, to pull away. So it brings up old, and then there's a discarding. So we go inward, and then we'll pull, kind of gently peel away what is false. So I'm going into the pineal gland. We need to do a decalcification of the pineal gland. Now, this calcification is coming up mainly through external factors. So food, supplements is coming up. Fluoride, water. So if you've got hard water, or if you've got to put water softeners in there, there's also chemicals within our water system. So we want to make sure that the body can transmute this, that it's adaptable, that these outside chemicals or influences are not negatively affecting our body, and that our body stays nice and flexible and adaptable. So I'm going into the pineal gland, and we're going to do a decalcification. So I'm bringing in some photons and proton blasts, kind of like if you get a calcification on like a tartar on the tooth. The dentist comes in with its little scraper. So I'm going in and gently scrape. Oh, that feels a little harsh. So we're going to do this a little bit more gently. We'll do this through water. Now that feels that feels better. That feels softer. So, but water is very powerful. It's soft, but it can erode down the harshness of a rock. It can smooth a rock. It can smooth wood. You get that ocean wood or lake wood. It's nice and soft. So we're going to bring in hydration to cleanse away that calcified pineal gland. And this is going to improve the production of melatonin. It feels really, really crispy. Now, the pineal gland is also associated with the third eye for insight. Insight. Oh, and I got a little shiver on that. All right, so running hydration to that pineal, and then we're going to do a repair to melatonin production. No, the production is fine, but distribution of melatonin throughout the body so that you can have a nice restful sleep, a nice full sleep. We're going to link that into the circadian rhythm. So your body's natural circadian rhythm. And here comes, forcing ourselves to stay up later than than really what is healthy or what is good for your own body, right? So it's like, oh, I'll just, one more movie or one more show or one more one more thing, instead of really taking in that restful period, winding down for the evening and creating a nice bedtime ritual to help the body relax and to go into sleep. And as soon as I say that, I'm feeling massive, massive anxiety coming from the heart. It's really tense. It's all of these yeah buts. Yeah, but I didn't get through all my tasks for the day. Yeah, but I still have so many things I need to do and take care of. Oh, yeah, but look what I did wrong in the past, and all of these memories and expectations of yourself and forcing or coming in and not allowing that heart to relax. And the melatonin actually helps protect the cardiovascular system. But if we're stressing the heart and the heart system and the cardiovascular system with all of these memories are coming up. So we are moving into a new year. We're moving from 2023 into 2024. And as a little moment of pause, so I'm going to, in between each breath, there's a space of pause. So I'm going to bring in that pause between that in and that out breath to bring in reflection over the last year. Oh, there's a release there. Reflection over the last year. Now, there's a big release on that. Now, reflection is not meant to beat yourself up over things that you think you've gone wrong or things that have went awry. This reflection really is a place to re-examine, to discern, which comes from the gut, to sort through what worked, what didn't work, what you've learned for yourself, what you've let go. And now in comes sacrifice, right? So it's not to say that the 2023 is not going to follow, that energy is going to come in, the problems are just magically going to go away because we're moving into an old year. So we're not bringing in that wishful thinking. We're bringing in reflection, the ability to discern what worked, what didn't work, and sacrifice. Now, sacrifice in a healthy sense, meaning if you see a little trinket and you just want it so badly, but it's a want. It's not something you actually need. It's a want. So something a little frivolous. So you'll sacrifice buying that little trinket for yourself or that little doodad to save it away, to squirrel it away, let's say, for a rainy day, to have it as a nest egg. Or perhaps the sacrifice of, oh, you notice I've been sacrificing my health by always saying yes or by people pleasing. So that sacrifice would be, I sacrifice people pleasing. So I'm going to stop. Well, it may not happen right away, but you bring awareness to the fact that there's a tendency, a habit to people please. So I'm going to sacrifice my habits. I'm going to sacrifice people pleasing, sacrifice procrastination. I'm going to take full responsibility. So I'm going to sacrifice apathy, putting myself aside, and put myself first in a healthy way by actually saying yes when I want to say yes and saying no when I want to say no. So you can look for yourself, you can search through the year. We're going to bring in stomach, that gut, healthy gut brain, and linking up to the heart brain to start to discern, start to move through what needs to shift in this new year. There's full potential. There's a whole year ahead of us. And then to give gratitude to the year that passed, whatever it was, whatever it held for you. Oh, there's a nice breath, some relaxation happening in the heart. I'm going to anchor. We're going to do this through what we're doing, bringing in the consciousness of healthy sacrifice, and bringing in the gut brain to help discern. And using that melatonin melatonin distribution through the body for that heart. But that still brings up some contraction. So maybe we won't bring it down. We will just do a decalcification of the pineal gland and then linking that up into your circadian rhythm. That feels much less stressful. Feels like the heart is already doing a lot. So I'm going to tap this in right here. I'm going to go into some karma. Nope. Is it karma? Nope. I was going to see if we can cleanse some karma throughout the body, or where it's stagnant in your life, where it's able to be transmuted, but that's not quite it. We're going into the diaphragm. Now, I've been noticing even for myself that my diaphragm has been quite tight. I've been holding my breath a lot. And that sticky diaphragm, makes it very difficult for the breath to get through. And so when we just breathe really just up here, that the breath is not moving down through the lungs into the diaphragm and oxygenating and massaging the organs, there can be some stagnation. So we're going to run a Seedri to the diaphragm. And then bringing and linking that into the lungs and that breath of life. So bringing in a breath of life into the body, bringing nice oxygenated blood through the organs, through the extremities, down through that pelvic basin, down through the pelvic structure, into the legs, and making sure those legs have nice quality oxygenated blood and good circulation. Oh, there's a nice breath on that. I feel like my legs are moving and they feel a little bit more flexible. I'm going to tap this in right here, bringing in a circulation of, that's my cat who wants to be a part of this session. There's Theodore, my disruptive, not really. It's my Theodore's coming in to support. Maybe this feels good for him too. Some stillness. I'm just feeling really nice and quiet. Seeing if there's anything else that needs to be done for this session, what we're going to be doing. Checking in with the heart that feels still a little bit contracted. We need to give it some space. We need to give it some room to breathe. It feels really contracted. So we're going to bring in the consciousness of space to the heart, that it can kind of shimmy and take up the room that it needs. And this is also in direct reflection to you taking up space, you taking the space that you need in your life. You don't need to shrink yourself to smallness. Rumi says that, there's a quote by Rumi that says that you act so small, but you're actually a universe unto yourself. And so there's some sadness and grief and shrinking by making yourself small, self-doubt, even self-deprecation. There's a little bit of victim and martyrdom in here. We're going to take some room, take some space in your life. Okay, so we're bringing in the consciousness of space to the heart and allowing that heart wisdom to come shine through. All right, this is it for today's work. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you'd like to work privately, please go ahead and reach out. Also, there is an upcoming free matrix session that I'm doing with some other practitioners. A great way to ring in the new year that's happening January 11th. Please go ahead and email me if you'd like to join. We'll be using the metaphysical energy of Phoenix to burn away the old and bring forth a rebirth of whatever comes up in the session. So you can reach me at Monica, Monika, Marzak, Marczuk @gmail.com. Thank you for being here. Please share and subscribe and like. It supports me and helps me so much to continue this work. Have a happy new year. See you all next week.